Still on what happened at the Ambassador Hotel on awful June night in 1968, I'm going to have us listen to Boris Yaro. Boris is a Pulitzer Prize-winning photographer for the Los Angeles Times, now retired. Boris was in the pantry that night and got the definitive still of what had happened. That was the front page of the LA Times, the street final, the morning after Kennedy was shot. The photograph on the front, and you've seen it in previous video that we've shown today, was taken by Boris Yaro. And give me a second, I'm going to bring this mic over to Boris, who has agreed to talk about it, and I think he'd be willing to take a couple of questions as well.
Where do we begin? I had gone to Ambassador Hotel shortly after seeing Kennedy won the election. And I wanted a picture for me, not the paper. And I got to walk into the embassy ballroom, and everybody was hanging around the exit from the kitchen, and I started to make a picture. Kennedy flew by. I mean, while he's walking by, somebody walked in front of him between me and the subject. And I hear a friend of mine, Richard Drew, Associated Press photographer, say, "Hey, Boris, you missed him." And I look up, and sure as hell, I had missed him. So I ran after him, and Kennedy, and I go up on top of the podium, and he started to talk, and wanted to shot something, and I started yelling, "Bobby, give us a V. Give us a V." And I looked at Kennedy. He seemed somewhat irritated, but and when he finished speaking, he went like this, about 3 seconds worth. No time to get a picture. So I ran after him back to the kitchen, and I'm staying right-hand side, and Kennedy is surrounded by well-wishers, kitchen personnel, and I'm trying to figure out how the hell make chicken salad out of you-know-what. And a time frame as I'm on one side of a freezer. Kennedy was on the other, and I tried to aim my camera. Every time I aimed my camera, somebody was in the way. Next thing you know, pop, pop, pop. And I was hitting face by the debris from the gun, and I'm thinking some son of a gun set off firecrackers, because I, as a child, played with firecrackers, and that's the effect you have. You're too close, boom. Then the crowd separated from Kennedy. Sirhan walked up unimpeded and began to shoot again, and I was totally frightened. No way to be in that situation. But I brought my camera up and then put it down around my neck, and somebody jumped Sirhan and brought him face down on the freezer and slammed his hand on top, freezer top. The revolver he had in his hand flew out, maybe 1.5 feet away from the hand. Sirhan was still reaching for the revolver. And I said, Bull, I don't want him to get the damn thing and shoot me. So I reached in underneath one of the two guys holding and grabbed the revolver by the butt and bring it back. And I turned my back on to the scene, and I'm looking at this revolver, and first, a lot of things are running through my mind. What the hell am I doing? And I interfered with crime scene. And the grip on the revolver was very warm, too warm to be done by a normal human being. Sirhan was excited, angry, and his hand was that warm. Next thing you know, boom, somebody grabbed a revolver from me, and I looked and see a guy running in a sport coat, and I didn't recognize him, but I figured he was a cop, and let him have a gun. And I turned around, and Kennedy started sink to the floor, and I moved in closer to try and make a picture. The ones you saw a couple of seconds ago, and I got 3 frames off, and I had to adjust for the darkness. Thank God there were TV crew there, and they flipped on their light, gave me the light I needed. And then I got a lady freaking out, and she grabbed my left coat sleeve, and she's pulling on me. Don't take a picture. Don't take a picture. I'm a photographer, and I'm not taking a picture. I said, God damn it, lady, this is history. Anyway, we made pictures. I got 3 more people surrounding the Kennedy laying on the floor. And my first thought was, get the hell out of there before a cop comes by and wants my film. They came by the next day at my office and grabbed the film. Anyway, that's the story. I'm sticking to it.
Boris, I do have 2 questions. Number 1, what kind of camera was it?
What's Nikon?
Okay. It was not one of these that takes digital pictures.
No.
It was a film camera.
Film.
So here's my question. You took that film back down to Spring Street to the Los Angeles Times to get it into the soup.
I'm sorry?
You took it back down to develop it downtown.
Yeah.
At the time, I don't think you exactly knew what you had. When that came out of the developer and you put those prints into the fixer, it must have been jolting to see what you have. I'd love to have your impressions of that moment.
I'm trying to not relive the moment, but it made me sick. That's bottom line.
It's okay, Boris.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being here. such a pleasure and such an honor. Boris has been here in the past and dearly appreciated that he came here today and that Arnie Friedman brought him, and Joel is going to take him home. Very good.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Boris.